everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. So I wanted to react to the Twitter peeps. Why am I not reacting to Chantal's latest live stream? In a word, because it's too boring. And none of you deserve that kind of torture. And I don't deserve it either. I looked through it. I scanned through it to see if there was anything react worthy. I didn't see much. And what there is to react to is on Twitter. So why not just do a shorter react today? I think that would be a good idea, don't you? I mean, if we can avoid the boredom, why not? I've got things to do today anyway, so that just kind of works. So thanks, Chantal. Anyway, so let's do like a verbal recap of what she's been up to. Well, lately, Foodie has been complaining about tummy aches. She's been complaining about those a lot. Oh, my tummy hurts, and I have to take heartburn medicine and tummy medicine. Well, Chantal, you wouldn't have those tummy aches, and you wouldn't have that heartburn if you just slowed down on the fast food. Whenever you eat too much, you get tummy aches and you get heartburn. So she did a mukbang, which she posted today, a Wendy's mukbang. Let's go further back, though, just for a moment. So I did a react to her motivational video. And then directly after that, literally 2 hours later, she did a live saying, I'm not okay. Interesting. So a motivational type video. And then directly after that, you do a live where you're not motivating people. You're laying on the couch, just doing what you normally do. You're complaining and you're essentially laying around waiting for people to send you super chats. Interesting combination. Not the combination that I will put together, but do what you do, Chantal. And then today, she put out the Wendy's mukbang, and then she did a live. And as I said, I looked at the live. There wasn't much to talk about. Hence the reason why we're doing the Twitter peeps. It's going to be a shorter react today, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm okay with that. I am okay. Since I'm busy, y'all know I'll be moving soon and I got to prepare for that. So, tell you what, let's just jump into the Twitter peeps and stay caught up on them. And then we can just call it a day, at least for this. So, please enjoy the Twitter peeps. All right, so it's time for the Twitter peeps. There's not a whole lot to go through, and that's a bad sign, Chantal, by the way. It is a real bad sign when you do a live stream for almost 3 hours, and there aren't many clips about it on Twitter. If you do something really good, there are clips all over the place. People are just posting stuff left and right, but the more boring your live stream, your video, the less people post about it. And maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want to make things so boring that reactors just stop reacting to you. Remember what I said. Be careful what you wish for, or you just might get it. What you think you want and what might actually work for you might be completely different. You're trying to bore the reactors to death to let go of you. Well, if they do, how will it affect your finances? Did you ever think about that? You might want to think about that. But enough talk. Let's jump into it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so for those of you that are on the Bird app and you would like to follow me on the Bird app, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you that are not on Twitter, that's why I do the Twitter peeps. So you guys can keep up with some of the stuff going on Twitter. And on top of the Chantal stuff, I like to include stuff that makes you smile. Because, you know, Twitter's not all evil. There's good stuff on Twitter. You just got to know where to look. And I try to find that for you guys, too. So let's start here with a post courtesy of your mom's emotional support, Carrot, saying Chantal and Salah's interaction during her Wendy's mukbang is weird as F and scripted. They have zero chemistry and are poor actors. So Chantal did her Wendy's mukbang, and the amount of food that she had in front of her was insane. Absolutely insane. I wonder what Foodie paid for that meal or requested it. I wonder if that was a fan sponsorship. Probably was. Whenever she does a mukbang, 9 times out of 10, somebody requested it and somebody paid for it. Because Wendy's is not something she normally eats. That's a tell, y'all. If you see her do a mukbang with food that she wouldn't normally eat on her own, somebody requested it and somebody paid for it. But during the Wendy's mukbang, yeah, there was some weird interaction between her and Salah, and it didn't flow naturally like a couple that was in love, more like two strangers that have nothing in common and can't stand each other. I don't even know why he was there. All right. Speaking of said mukbang, here's another post from your mom's emotional support carrot. Saying, I don't know about you, lot, but the day after I have severe gas pains and indigestion, the first things I want to eat are greasy loaded cheeseburger, large fries, spicy nuggets with several sauces, and a large chili. My tongue don't want to work right now. I'm sorry. Let's start over. Rewind the tape. Spicy nuggets with several sauces and a large chili and a fizzy soda. Yeah, that's the stuff you want to eat when your tummy's been bubbling, especially that chili. Listen, I love Wendy's chili, but it can be a lot for your tummy sometimes. And she ate that plus a burger plus nuggets. I mean, there's like 3 meals sitting right there in front of her. For comparison, y'all, you guys see me. I'm petite. You know, I'm not the size of Chantal, but a burger and a fries would fill me up for hours. And yet she's got like 4 or 5 things sitting in front of her. Chantal, how do you do it? How do you put that amount of food away? Your stomach has to be stretched, mama. I got a question for you, Chantal, since we're here. And this is a serious question, mind you. Is the reason why you eat every 2 hours is not just because of your food addiction? I know that plays into it. I know that's a big part of it. But is the other reason because you're kind of doing the same thing that maybe competitive eaters do? Like you have stretched out your stomach to max capacity. And to keep it stretched out, you have to eat every 2 hours. And if you don't, it will shrink back down. I know that you take a lot of mukbang requests. And I know the feedies, they like for you to eat massive amounts of food. So in order to fulfill numerous requests each day, to make sure that you can eat a certain amount per day, is that the reason why you have to eat every 2 hours? So that your stomach doesn't shrink back down to normal size. Because once it does that, you can't put as much into it as you would like. I'm just asking questions. I'm just curious over here. Maybe that's part of it. Every 2 hours, you have to eat something. Is it to keep your stomach stretched out so when the requests come through, you can fulfill them and you can make max amount of money per day? All right, moving on. Let's go over this post, courtesy of Hectic Llama, talking about Salah. Why is he suddenly on camera with her all the time? Getting more material for that Canadian visa application? Kelly says, the other day, someone in Foodie Beauty's chat asked why her and Salah were so awkward together. She said that he wasn't used to the camera. Well, it sure looked like he was loving it today. You know, wait a minute. Full stop. I remember when Chantal first put him on camera, he loved the camera. In fact, everybody in girl world would remark that he just loved being in front of that camera with them filters. He was eye effing himself. He just loved seeing himself on the camera. And now he's shy. Now all of a sudden he doesn't want to see himself on camera and he feels awkward after 3 years of being on camera with her. Something don't smell right. That's just weird. That's just really weird. And to answer the question, why are Foodie and Salah so awkward together? It's because they don't like each other. And they're different people. And they have nothing in common. And there's no emotional bond. They're not a real couple. He's just a paid for actor, accomplice, employee that shows up on camera every once in a while when either A, Chantal throws him some money, or B, she nags him to death. Either works, I guess. But even if he is paid to be there, that doesn't mean there's going to be chemistry. You can't pay for natural chemistry between people. It's either there or it's not there. 3 years. And they're still as awkward around each other as they were when they first met. Like I said, it reminds me of two people who enter a coffee shop and the place is packed, right? And there's two seats left and they both want a cup of coffee and they have to sit right next to each other. But just because they do doesn't mean instantly that they're best friends and they're going to talk. They're just going to sit awkwardly next to each other, drink their coffee in silence, and hurry up and get out of there. That's the energy that I get off those two. It's like, I don't want to be near this person, but I guess I have to. It's been that way the whole time. Julie says, exactly. And she's probably saying things like, do you really want to be with me, etc., etc. And he doesn't want to lose his meal ticket when they are so close to Canada. Are they close, though? Are they? Are they close? Nah. No, 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 and no. Look, I don't know if Salah is still holding on to the hope of getting to Canada through Chantal, but he needs to educate himself about what immigration or whatever the organization looks for to get into Canada. He needs to really get some education and understand that whatever the requirements are, she cannot fulfill. She cannot sign on to be his sponsor. She doesn't have a home back in Canada. She doesn't have enough steady income to support him and herself. And I don't know if they take health into account. Do they? Like when it comes to sponsoring somebody, do they make you do like a health checkup? I don't know. But if that's the case, she would fail. She would absolutely fail. They would take one look at her and go, no, ma'am, we don't know what's going to happen with you. And you're bringing this person over and who knows what's going to happen with you. And then if something happens with you, then what about him? He's not getting into Canada. He needs to understand that it's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. If anything, I think Salah is just looking at things from the angle of, you know, he needs to look at things from he's probably looking at things through the angle of, I know I'm not getting to Canada, so I'm just going to get whatever money I can get from Chantal while she's around, and I'll figure things out later. He might be working other women behind the scenes, you know, trying to find some other pay pigs. And in the meantime, she's the main steady pay pig. I think that's what's happening. He's trying to set something up just in case something happens to her. All right, moving on to Perfectly Imperfect. Foodie Beauty goes through Foodie Beauty goes through her takeout history on her Talabat phone, confirming she orders takeout 2 to 3 times a day. So this is from the live stream, which I'm not reacting to because it's a bore fest. Let's watch the clip.
Our order history.
So Strawberries and Cream says, can you show us your order history?
No, let me look at it.
Of course she doesn't want to show the order history. Because if you Beezers knew how much food she was ordering, and if you could do the quick math in your head, you would realize just how much money is being spent on food. And then after that, Chantal couldn't scam you. She couldn't come to you and say, well, I'm hurting for money this month, or I need this and I need that. She couldn't pull that we cry for food and shelter scam anymore. She doesn't want people to know just how much food she's ordering. But as someone that I order groceries and food through Postmates, I will let you know, since she does order takeout. I don't know what services she's using, but let's just do some quick math here. I order just a normal meal from Postmates, just from, say, McDonald's or something. That's going to run me about 20 something, 30 something dollars. And that's with like delivery fee and all that. Imagine what Chantal is spending, because I'm ordering just like a burger, fries, and a drink. Yet when Chantal orders, she's ordering like 4 or 5 things and a drink. So her order has got to be 40, 50 bucks each time. So if she's ordering twice a day, that means she might be spending like $125 a day minimum. And that's not counting anything else she might be getting during the day, like going to Starbucks or snacks or desserts being delivered. I mean, the amount of money this woman is spending on food is insane. Insane.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Like, I remember way back when Chantal was in Canada, and somebody wanted to know, like, how much a month do you spend on food? Her answer was, it was either $3,000 or $4,000 a month on food. And you have to know that her food addiction is worse now than it was before. So I don't know how much she spends on food, but she talks about Canada being expensive. If she wanted to move back to Canada, she could afford a nice apartment. With the amount of money she spends on food, are you kidding me? She could do it. It's not that expensive. I showed you guys the apartments for rent in Ottawa. They're not that bad, but she'd have to get on top of her food addiction first. I mean, immediately. But yeah, it was bad.
I don't want to show you the order ID. No, I'm not showing you the history. Okay, I'll just tell you it.
And we don't trust your word. We don't trust what you say about the order history. We don't trust your word. Show us your phone. You don't want to show the order history because you order so much.
Today was the last one at 11 a.m.
Yeah, and how much was it? How much was the order, Chantal? How much money did you spend on the Wendy's? Let us know.
Today, 11 a.m. for Wendy's. And that's why I'm so hungry. I had some freezies and that's it.
That's insane. The amount of food that she had in the Wendy's mukbang would have filled me up for hours, and I would have had most of that left over. Like I said, I don't know how she does it. It's incredible. It's shocking and incredible all at the same time.
I haven't eaten anything else.
Oh, poor baby. Girl, with that Wendy's mukbang, you ate more than your share of calories for the day, just in that one meal. You're fine. You're not going to starve.
Then below that, Talabat Mart.
Sounds like snacks. Talabat Mart. This sounds like a snack run because, Foodie has to have her snacks. Got to have the chips and the cookies and whatnot. That's what that sounds like. So she had fast food, and then directly after the fast food, she had a snack run because she ain't getting no groceries.
Then Canary, which was breakfast food for Salah and I.
No. That wasn't for Salah and you. That was for you. As if you would order food for him. Stop it.
Turkish Grill was Salah's dinner from May 20th. Then
Hold on a second. Go back. Say it again, please. Thank you.
Salah's dinner from...
No, wait. Let's go back.
Then canary, which was breakfast food for Salah and I. Turkish grill was Salah's dinner from May 20th.
Turkish grill, it sounds like healthier food. I know that Chantal likes to blame snacks and cookies and chips on Salah, saying, oh, this is for him. But I've been watching the two of you for a while, Chantal, and I've picked up different patterns as far as what you eat versus what he likes to eat. You like all the junk food. You can't get enough of it. He tends to like the healthier food. So the Turkish grill sounds like he didn't want junk food. He's not asking for KFC or McDonald's or anything like that. That's your jam, but it's not his. He ordered from a different place that maybe had fish or rice or something of that nature.
Then I ordered Lulu.
Ice cream. That's the ice cream.
May 20th. Substop May 20th. The history is bad.
Yeah, it's real bad. And you guys are going to hear in a minute how she's handling all of that fast food. All right, so Food Olympics says, because naturally, if you get tired of eating rice and meat, the only other viable option is a massive Wendy's meal doused in nacho cheese sauce. So here it is, y'all. This is the Wendy's mukbang that she did that I'm sure was a Foodie sponsorship. I mean, fan sponsorship. I mean, enabler sponsorship. We got Wendy's chili. We got French fries, carbs. We've got a burger, more carbs. We got chicken nuggets, more carbs. Carbs everywhere, carbs all day. Let's watch.
I didn't feel like eating rice and meat again because I had that yesterday.
Then cook something stupid. And don't give me the excuse, I don't have a stove. You got an air fryer. You got a microwave. Figure it out.
Sometimes we like having different things.
No. You like having different things. You do. You like having different things. Although, I remember back in the day, Chantal, you were a creature of habit when it came with your food. You would fixate on one thing for weeks and eat nothing but that one thing. And then you would switch to something different. There was a time period where you were eating nothing but nashies, and drinking the twisty misties. And then you switched over to the Jamaican meat patties. Then there was the paneer. You would just find one thing and then eat it to death and then go to something else. And now you need variety. And it seems like the only variety you allow yourself is a fast food item.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10?
Shut up, Salah. 10 out of 10. You're probably not even eating the Wendy's. You're not eating on camera with her. Be quiet. Queen of WTF says, quote, I feel like my body needs a full reset. I feel like my body needs to fast. That's what she said. And then she did this. Does this qualify as a reset? This right here? Is this a reset? Girl, if that's a reset, what is not a reset? You know what? Don't answer that question. I don't want to know. Scar Letter says, I know the quality is very different, but I think this may be the same hijab. Foodie Beauty, just saying. It seems like you're in danger if you don't drop the fork. So, top picture is, when was this taken? Some time ago. But here is Chantal now on the bottom. You can see a definite difference in the face. You know, like up here, like, let me blow this up. You guys can see. So this is Chantal before. The cheeks look definitely smaller. The forming of the face now, like all of this. Chantal, I don't care what you say. You've gained a lot of weight, like the forehead. You've got a much broader forehead. Everything looks different. Everything. Mama, what are you doing to yourself? Okay. Oh. Now this part just made me shave my head. Shave? Not shave. I'm not shaving my head, I promise y'all. This part made me shake my head. No Bueno says, I don't want to keep upping the amount of insulin I have to take just so I can eat. Didn't you happen to consult a doctor any of the times you decided to increase your insulin? I'm guessing no. My question is, who in the doggone heck is giving her the insulin? Where is she getting it? Who is giving it to her? Who is prescribing it to her? How is she procuring insulin? Is there a doctor? Is there a clinic? Who's giving her the insulin? Let's watch the clip.
I know moderation is fine for most people, but when you're diabetic, like I've said, nope, it's not fine. I don't want to keep upping the amount of insulin I have to take just so I can fucking eat.
Here's the thing, Chantal. You're not upping the amount of insulin because of your diabetes. You're upping the amount of insulin because of your food addiction. You are misusing your diabetic medications and your insulin so that you can have B moments like no other. So you can do the food request for people. Tell me I'm wrong. I dare you. You're on max doses for all of your diabetic medications. You are on max doses for metformin. And I think there was a couple of others. You're on like what, 2 or 3 diabetic medications. And even with the max doses allowed, your blood sugar is still crazy high. But rather than be smart and cut down on the sugar, the carbs, everything else, and give your body a break, your solution is to increase the insulin, increase it, increase it, increase it, increase it. What if you become insulin resistant? Then what? What if you get to a point where your diabetic medications can't help you anymore? Or the insulin just gives all the way up? What you gonna do? You know what's shameful, Chantal? There are people that are diabetic. They care about their health. They're doing everything in their power to manage their diabetes. They have problems getting insulin. And then there's you, that you're getting it and you're abusing it. You're misusing it. You're using it not for diabetes, but to manage your food addiction. Girl, what are you going to do when that stuff doesn't work anymore? It's so stupid. It is so stupid.
Like, is food really worth it?
Is it? Ask yourself that question. Is it worth it? Is food worth it? Is your food addiction worth it? Is it worth all of the workarounds you have to go through to keep going? To make a bunch of people that you don't know on the internet happy because they have a certain fetish and they're looking at you to fulfill it and they don't give a crap what happens to you physically? Is it worth it? Why are you asking the audience that question? Ask yourself, is it worth it? And then ask yourself another question. Can I keep going like this? I mean, really keep going like this? How much is my body going to put up with? How much can it tolerate? Here's the scary thing. You don't know. You have no idea what's going on inside of you, what all your health problems are, how severe they are. You have no idea what your heart looks like, what your arteries look like, what your kidneys look like, what your liver looks like. You have no clue. And you're not going to a hospital to find out. You don't know how bad really is. But in the meantime, you got those idiots who are paying you for requests. And so you're just going to keep going and keep going and keep going until one day you can't go anymore. You're going to push yourself to satisfy a bunch of strangers that don't know you, don't care about you. All they care about is what they can get out of you. and you're so doggone stupid, you're not thinking about that. You think, I'm a celebrity and I'm such a success because I have a big channel on YouTube and I've got a bunch of subscribers and I'm making money in a certain way. I have found my niche. Have you? Have you? Anybody can do what you do. It's not that hard. It's just that a lot of people are too smart to do it because health is wealth. They value their health. They value their mobility. They value the ability to go out and do things. They say to themselves, these things are more valuable. I'm not going to trade them for anything, but you take a different road, don't you? You do. You're like, screw my health. Screw it. I'm going to sell it all down the river for a cheap price. And if something happens to me, something happens to me. Okay, then. You're making your choice. But what's going to happen to you when you end up in the hospital? Are any of those strangers going to be there to pay your medical bills, buy your medical equipment, pay for your round-the-clock care? No, I don't think they will. I think they're happy getting what they can out of you right now. But if something happens to you, they'll just move on to the next mukbanger on YouTube and leave you behind and forget about you within a month. Yeah, you know I ain't lying to you. So you just go on doing what you do, Foodie, and be stupid. And try to find little workarounds to keep your food addiction going. And keep going to those enablers and those supporters that swear they care about you. At the same time, they are aiding you in unaliving yourself. You go ahead. You go ahead, mama. Do what you got to do. All right. Moving on to Kelly. Says, how are you not embarrassed? Do you listen to the crap you say? That you did not fast, you slept, you liar. So let's watch the clip.
I don't follow a diabetic diet, but I should be.
Yep.
And I'm going to have to.
You've been saying that for the longest time. I'm going to have to. I know I can't keep going like this. I'll start tomorrow. Everybody says that. When it comes to something that requires change, if you're not ready for the change or the change seems scary, what you will say to yourself is, I'll start tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow or someday or soon. Those words become your best friend. Tomorrow, soon, someday. Your greatest enemies are now, this minute, today. You don't want to hear about that. You block those numbers on your phone. If today's calling you, I ain't talking to you. Block. But tomorrow's your BFF because tomorrow gives you room to procrastinate.
Like, I can't keep going like this.
Yeah, we know that.
Maybe we should start something good tomorrow.
You know what she's doing? There are people in Chantal's audience that do care for her. People who are not the Foodie people. Unfortunately, the ones who care normally, that crowd is far smaller than the people around Chantal with friendly faces that are enabling her. But those people in her audience that care for her, they don't want to see anything bad happen to her. What she's doing is she's throwing them a bone. She's tossing a scrap of hope because she knows that they're starving to see her change, to see her improve. They're hanging around by their fingernails, waiting for some positive change to happen. They're hoping it will happen when it's not going to happen. But she doesn't want them to leave. She wants them to keep watching her videos and watching her live stream. So every now and again, she's got to toss out a false scrap of hope that they can eat off of so that they won't give up hope and they won't get frustrated and they won't leave her. Just keep them hanging around because she needs all of you she can get her hands on. But trust me when I say, I've been watching her for years. Anybody who wants to see the Chantal cycle in full effect, all you got to do is do a search under Foodie Beauty on YouTube. Just put in Foodie Beauty 2020 or 2021 or 2022, and you'll find all kinds of archived videos and clips from different channels, and you'll see her recycling the same words and the same promises over and over and over and over again with her beezers. But there's been no positive change in any of it. None. And I can tell you, me, as someone that I've dealt with food addiction, watching Chantal, honestly, she ain't ready. She doesn't want to be ready. I have been watching her. When someone is wanting to fight, when they are under the throes of the addiction, and there's something in them that is ready to let it go or wants to let it go, they will fight against it. They'll indulge in whatever it is that they're addicted to. But then afterwards, they get angry at themselves. Like, why did I just do that? You know, like you get mad that you realize that you're on a roller coaster and there's a part of you that wants to get off, but you feel trapped on it. You're like, I'm on this roller coaster. This thing is speeding 100 miles an hour. How do I get off this sucker? And that's when you got to reach out for help of some sort. Maybe have other people yank you off that thing. Have hands reaching out to you to help you get off if you can't jump off by yourself. I have never seen her fight against her food problem. What I have seen is her leaning more and more into it and justifying it. She justifies it. She says, this is my job. This is how I make money. So she's not ready. And she's not going to be ready as long as she's justifying what she's doing and she's not looking for a path to get away from it. She's like, I'm here. I have my channel. It's based around food. I got to keep going with this. Bad path, Chantal. Bad path. Your body hates it. It's hurting badly. And you're not fighting to help it out a little. You're not giving it a break. You're not giving it a brief vacation. But anybody on Chantal's channel, Chantal likes to tell people, you don't understand food addiction. You can't judge me. You can't say anything. I've been there. So I can say something. I was never at the level that Chantal's at right now. I will say that. But I dealt with food addiction. I know it's hard. I know it. But she's not even trying to fight against it. There's too many people around her backing her up on her behavior. She's the addict. It's her responsibility to get help for her problem. But there are people that can help her. She doesn't want the help. She wants to stay on the path that she's on until something happens. And that is her choice. So for those of you that are holding out hope for Chantal, understand that you've got more hope for her than she has for herself. She doesn't want to hope. She doesn't want to change. She doesn't want a different path. She wants to stay on the path until the Grim Reaper embraces her. That's just how it is.
Eat something good, healthy.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm having quite a Wendy's feast here, but I have been like fasting.
And Beezers, if she comes at you from this point forward and she gets on camera with the stream saying, I'm not feeling good, like she did the other day, and the only thing wrong with her is indigestion, she's got bubble guts because she sat down and ate this food, don't feel sorry for her. She puts herself through this, okay? She's looking for sympathy for a problem that she created herself. She puts herself through her own pain. The pain is self-inflicted. Don't feel bad for her.
Since yesterday.
16 hours fasting. That's not fasting. Her sleeping for 16 hours is not fasting. It isn't. Especially, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you're someone like Chantal, knowing her, she does not go to bed on an empty stomach. When she goes to sleep, she's got food in her belly. Whether it's full or overfull, she's got food in her belly. So she's not fasting. Her body still has food in it, undigested. And while she's sleeping, it takes longer for it to digest. So, how exactly is that fasting? If you're going to bed with a bunch of food in your belly, it's not possible.
Yeah, so
I could sleep for like 16 hours.
Yeah, we know. We know. All right. Perfectly Imperfect says Foodie Beauty literally went to HELL. Love that for her. So this was the temperature, 43 degrees Celsius. What is that? I'm sorry. Like, I know Fahrenheit. Okay. What is 43 Celsius? Oh, and I oop. 43 degrees Celsius is 109 degrees. Ouch. Ooh, that's hot. That's really hot. I have a question, Chantal. I remember you making a comment saying that you hoped to be out of Kuwait before it got really, really hot. You said you wanted to be out of there before summer. Well, guess what? It's summer. Why are you still there? What is the point in that? Although, to be fair, I don't know why Chantal would complain about summer weather, spring weather in Kuwait. She doesn't go out. What does it matter if it's 109 degrees outside? She's not active. She doesn't go anywhere. She sits inside with the AC. I will say, Chantal, I would be worried if I were you about the summertime in Kuwait because blackouts are a thing. They do the rolling blackouts. And if you happen to be at the apartment and it's 109 degrees and then the power goes out, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Do you really want to go through that? I don't think you do, Mama. I really don't think so. To be in an apartment and there's no cold air, you're baking in your skin. You're not even smart enough that if the power ever did go out, you would go to your bathroom and sit in the shower and cool yourself down. You're just not that smart. All right, Standy Quesadilla says, somehow I'm not shocked, Foodie. This is an older clip back in the Canadian Villa days. Let's watch.
Do you clean your knees? No. I don't wash below my vagina, okay? Like, I never scrub my legs. It's been like 30 years. I'm not dead yet, so.
Girl, hygiene is a thing. You've got to scrub yourself. You've got to scrub yourself. Especially if you are a woman of a bigger size. You've got to. You know, you got to scrub everywhere. You got to get in all the creases and folds and all that because it makes you feel better. One, make sure there's no skin infection. Two, it's not healthy. You got to clean yourself, Foodie. And I don't want to hear any excuses. If you can't reach somewhere with your hand, there's like sponges and sponges on a stick and whatever you got to do, whatever it is, you got to clean yourself. If you're a person of a bigger size, you've got to be on top of that hygiene, not just for the sake of body odor, but just overall body health. You know, you just got to. Kristen says, Chantal put in a Temu clothing order so we can look forward to a haul, but Salah had better run. Let's watch.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this because I'm modest, but I got a lingerie.
So she whispered, I got some lingerie. Well, it's not for Salah. Question, Chantal, question. Is the reason why you're getting the lingerie because you're doing special Foodie requests? You know, adult, sexy, fun time stuff on camera? Maybe they're asking for more lingerie. I think so. Because I just can't see you doing anything with Salah. He's not into you. Maybe you're doing it for your customers. That's it.
What stinks in here?
Well, we just saw a clip where you don't wash below the waist, so maybe you? And considering how you're eating all that stuff and you're passing gas a lot, yeah, definitely you. Kristen says, but she was more than happy to let one of her beezers dish it out. Also, Miss, I speak French. That is not how frites is pronounced. Let's watch.
Steak frites? It's like freaking like it's like $50, $60 a plate. $60 for the meal. I don't want him to dish that out, and I don't want to dish it out either.
She doesn't care if Salah pays for it, but she's cheap. She's not going to dish it out on her. She wants everybody to pay for everything in her life. Beezers, can I talk some common sense with you? Can I borrow your heads for a minute? Just a moment. Just something to think about. Everything in Chantal's life you pay for. And I mean everything, because she doesn't have another job where she goes out and she physically works. You pay her rent. You pay for all of her food, including her fast food. You pay for all of her expenses. You pay for Salah. You pay for all of his expenses. Doesn't it make some of you guys mad that you're over there probably with normal jobs, working hard? How many of you get to go out and eat dinner for free? How many of you are in a space where you can order takeout 3 times a day and have the food delivered? Probably not as many. So you guys are giving Chantal luxuries that you don't have yourselves. Why are you doing that for? Miss Cheapo over here, she makes money. When is the last time she's ever done a giveaway? Just getting some random gift cards and sending them out to you beezers. When is the last time she's done a members only chat? Just to give back for all that she's taken from y'all. When is the last time? Never. Is it going to happen? No. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about giving so much privilege, so much luxury to someone who never gives back to you and never will, because she's a taker and takers don't give back? How you feeling about that?
You know. And it looks like a meal I would still be hungry after. That pisses me off.
So steak frites, is that steak fries?
Frites. Frites.
Frites. So frites is the correct pronunciation. Thank you. All right. Moving on. Wonder Mom says, from the moment Foodie Beauty wanted insulin, I said she would abuse it, and this shows she does. She is injecting her carbs away with insulin and still has syrup as blood. Offline, she is eating even more. I believe that. She is actively unaliving herself with food and the abuse of the insulin. Yeah, I know. I know, and it's only going to get worse. And she wants everyone to pay. She wants to monetize her food problem. She wants to do her self-harm content and surround herself with people who keep it going and enable it. Disturbing. Very disturbing. D. Angry Scott says, Foodie acts like insulin is some kind of cheat code to get around not being able to eat carbs as a diabetic. What a fun and exciting game to play with your health, cutie. Yeah, but insulin is not a cheat code. She doesn't want to control her diabetes. She doesn't want to get herself to a place where maybe if she ate healthy and took care of herself, maybe she wouldn't need max doses of diabetic medication or insulin. Maybe she could take lower doses. The doctors would look at her and go, "You're doing great. Let's take you off these max doses of metformin and whatnot." Nope, she wants to increase the doses, and now she's at the maximum amount. But she thinks she can do her mukbangs and then just take her insulin or take the metformin, and that will keep her out of a diabetic coma. But will it? Hey, Foodie, here's something to think about. If you go to bed with your belly full of food, if you ate a ton of carbs, which you probably do because you are a carb addict, and I know what that's like. I do know carbs are addictive. Just because you go to bed and go to sleep doesn't mean your blood sugar looks at you and go, "Oh, I guess you're sleeping." We're not going to raise while you're sleeping. We'll give you a pass. No, you could have a medical event in your sleep if your blood sugar gets too high. Just because you go to sleep doesn't mean anything. Your body's going to do what it's going to do. And if you've raised your blood sugar up too high, you could go into a diabetic coma or worse. So keep playing chicken with your own immune system and your own body. D. Angry Scott says, "Ha, Foodie told on herself within the same video. Quote, I've been fasting for 16 hours. 30 seconds later, I didn't want rice and meat because I had that yesterday. Keep your lies straight, Foodie. Yeah, it doesn't sound like you were fasting for 16 hours. All right, something fun from Yog saying, they're having so much fun. Y'all look at this. This is the most adorable thing. Yet the kitties playing outside and jumping in the piles of flower petals. That looks like fun. How much fun is it to be a cat, I wonder? That's adorable. They're just having a blast. Oh, to be a cat jumping in flower petals. Whee! I had to show that to y'all. I thought that was cute. Day-to-day Ray says, Foodie Beauty quickly deleted the super chat. Chantal's plugged well says, we revel in your misery. No one deserves it more. Well, she creates her own misery the way she creates her own bad health. The two of them go hand in hand. The crazy thing is she doesn't have to be miserable. She's in a pit of her own making. No one's responsible for it but her. So if she wants to stay there, she can stay there. And if she wants to get out, she can get out. But Chantal's always been one that she trips over her own pride. She just won't eat it, chew it up and swallow it. It traps her every time. She hears people in girl world say, why don't you go to Canada? And that makes her more determined to stay in Kuwait, just to spite us. Well, go ahead, Chantal. You're making yourself broke over there and more miserable. Do what you want to do. It's okay. Meandering Thought says, and also remember what Chantal always said, that she hates eggs. Doctor told her not to eat eggs. Suddenly she started to eat eggs in huge amounts. Same with red meat. She started to eat more than before. Defiance until death. Meandering Thoughts says, so Chantal whining about how restrictive her diabetes diet is that she doesn't even follow, and that her doctor told her not to eat eggs, red meat, and much cheese. That's not because of diabetes. That's because she's in kidney failure, no protein. Look, I don't know where her kidneys are as far as health. She might have some kidney failure going on. The doctor is saying, due to tests, ma'am, you got to take it easy on your kidneys. You can't be overworking them. And she's insisting on eating red meat or eggs. If she wants to make the situation worse, she can. But Foodie, I don't think you're going to enjoy dialysis if you get that far. Because dialysis, you got to do it every few days to rinse your blood. And someone of your size takes even longer with dialysis. So do you want to be hooked up to dialysis 12 to 14 hours a day every 3 days? It doesn't sound like much fun. Perfectly Imperfect. Foodie Beauty live stream recap. I'm not okay. Part 655379. This is the live stream I didn't cover because it was boring. Surprise, she's not okay. Again, a shocking twist in this never-ending pity party cash grab for extra gullible beezers. Salah's missing in action, allegedly mad and sick. These two catch more mystery illnesses than people who actually go outside. Yeah, I noticed that too. They're sick all the time, these two. How is that possible? They're getting sick all the time? She immediately blames indigestion on grocery store butter chicken, but conveniently forgets the ramen meant for Salah and her signature sodium on sodium diet. Cue the gas. Cue fart mute. Oh my goodness. Cue Julia the cat fleeing the scene. I don't blame Julia, would you? Man. Foodie laughs like it's peak comedy. Julia's the smartest one there. Yep, poor thing. Poor Julia getting gassed out on a daily basis. To soothe her gut, she downs a 400-calorie diet brownie because fake sugar solves everything, right? I guess in her world it does. Then seals herself to the couch for the rest of the stream, wheezing through rants about her health and those pesky doctors who keep telling her things she doesn't want to hear. Yeah, because they're just pesky like that. She says diabetic diets are hard, but also admits she never actually followed one, so how would she know? That's because a diabetic diet would mean she can't eat the things that she wants to eat, and she knows it. So she'd just rather not go there. Highlight of the stream asking how many days are in 240 minutes. Yes, days. Math strikes again. The stream ends after 90 long minutes of farts, food, fake accountability, and Salah staying far, far away. Well, if she's passing gas every 5 minutes, I wouldn't want to be in the room either. Summary, food, farts, fake concern, and Salah hiding somewhere off screen, probably Googling how to disappear with someone else's YouTube money. Great recap, Perfectly Imperfect. Thank you. Oh, look at this. Content that heals your depression. I didn't finish yet. Leave the baby's bottle alone. Leave it. No, don't take it away. Baby's like, no, my milk. No, no. Y'all, look, it looks like a baby booger. That looks like Queen Booger when she was a baby. Look, that looks like baby booger. Y'all want to know what Booger looked like when she was little? Looked like that, only Booger was skinny with a great big head. But that looks like Booger. Leave the baby's bottle alone. Okay, y'all want to see like Foodie doing the weirdness with her live streams? Queen of WTF. So I reacted to this one. Acceptance and gratitude are the key to blah, blah, blah. Reacted to that. And then 2 hours later, she did this. So I guess you need more than gratitude in your life, huh, Foodie? Because you did that video, and then you're like, I'm not okay. I've got bubble guts. Feel sorry for me. Somebody hand me some super chats to feel better so I can get some more fast food so I can give myself bubble guts again. What else we got here? All right, I think that's it. See, that didn't take nearly as long, y'all. We just run an hour. I'm good. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.